Hi, welcome to my closet. It's pretty empty, but a few days ago, I was drowning in clothes and a bunch of stuff we didn't need. We got rid of everything we don't need, and now I'm going to attempt to build the closet of my dreams. So I sent my design to a company to get a quote, and they came back to be over $7,700. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm going to build this myself. But to keep this on a budget, I'm gonna use the dressers that I already have, but I needed one more. So we took a trip to IKEA, we got one more dresser, and I finished the design on each wall. This is my wall, this is Tony's wall. And now, I'm gonna go out and start cutting some wood. Kitty, what are you doing here? You rarely show up on camera, and I know you're not shy. It's a little cold today. Anyways, the closet, the way I'm gonna build it in is I'm gonna do these boxes, like I'm gonna divide it in sections, but to divide it, I'm going to use birch plywood. Now, birch plywood is probably like one of the nicest plywood you can find at the big box store, and they're a little pricey. Man, why is birch so expensive? Woo! But the reason I picked this is because I want the wood grain to show inside of the closet, like inside of the shelves and stuff, and then the outside is going to be painted. I have some inspiration pictures, but this is like mostly in my head, and I think it's gonna look good. I hope so. But yesterday we had to go to the store and get some birch plywood, and it was not easy to find. You know what I forgot? What? The list of materials. So I was thinking birch plywood, which is what Lowe's normally carries. But just looking at this stack over here, number one, most of them is not even birch. Second, everything looks rough. Like it's 1, 2, 3, and they all look busted. Just seeing if they have it up there. No, that's not it. I think we're gonna have to go to another store. Tony, we're here. We're here. So I need 4 of these and 4 of the big ones. We need 4 of these. These are really heavy. The 3/4 inch plywood looked pretty rough, so we sorted out through a few of them before I found what I thought would be decent ones. All right, this one looks promising. Let me look underneath. They look terrible on one side, you see this? And the problem is these panels are gonna be visible on both sides. I might have to rethink this. So ugly. I think we gotta go to another Lowe's. Tony went to get a cart, but that was like 5 minutes ago. I don't know where she went to get a cart at. And I'm here guarding the birch plywood because I found it. I found birch plywood that is in perfect condition. What she doesn't know yet is that they don't have 1/4 inch birch plywood. So we have to go to Home Depot. What happened?
There's no H carts in the whole store.
Are you serious?
None of them.
Did you go outside?
Yes, I went outside. I walked the parking lot.
Okay, well, I guess let's use the flat carts that have been sitting in our faces the whole time.
Typical. First, we couldn't find the wood. Then we can't find the cart. We just can't have everything, can we?
I got bad news.
What?
The 1/4 inch plywood that was at Home Depot is the one I need. They don't have it here. So we have to go back. It is in fact down. So I guess I'm gonna have to cut the wood myself.
You have got to be kidding me.
Okay, what else I need? I need 1x2s primed. The IKEA dresser's still here. We haven't taken it out of the car yet. It's been a few days. This is heavy. I'm gonna be cutting this at 15 inches and 3/4 because that will give me 3 pieces out of each piece of plywood. Since I couldn't get it cut at the store, I'm gonna be using this straight edge jig over here. If you like cutting big sheets of plywood, 10 out of 10 recommend. This thing is pretty good. I often get asked about the tools I use, and I always forget to mention that most of them are linked in the description. So if you're ever curious about a tool that you might want to use for your own projects, chances are you'll find it down there. Cool trick I learned, so when you're cutting a long board, this kind of flops around, especially when I get to the end. So I've learned to just clamp it down, and it helps me keep the board straight even after I cut it. I started to cut the 3/4 inch panels, and I needed to cut a total of 8. My ceilings are 8 feet tall. This is 8 feet tall. And I just have a feeling this isn't gonna fit, so I need to cut the height a little bit, and I didn't think about that until now. So I'm gonna go test it and see, just because I've run into a situation where something doesn't fit before. So before that happens, I'm gonna try and test it out. I'm more worried about how I'm gonna get it through the door. So I have to angle it enough. Wait. Oh crap. The closet connects to the master bathroom, so there's not a lot of room. Oh, hits the ceiling. Or not. Oh, wow, it fits. Let me check this side, because I know ceilings are not equal. It fits. Okay, that's less for me to cut. I'm glad. I want to take a quick break because I want to tell you about my office. Do you remember when I built this massive desk for 2 people? Well, this is the E7 Pro desk from FlexiSpot, which is today's sponsor. I've had it for 5 months now, and I absolutely love it. We spend a lot of time here, especially Tony, because she edits my videos. And the E7 Pro is super sturdy. It holds up to 440 pounds. And this top, when I built it, it was 100 pounds. And now we have 2 computers on it, but the frame is made from automotive grade steel with thickened legs. It handles it like a champ. Putting the desk together was pretty straightforward, and it didn't take much time. And it comes with a cable management tray and cover to organize all the cables. Plus it comes with a 15-year warranty and 30 days free returns. One of the best features is the adjustable height, because you can set it to stop at a specific height, making it perfect for switching between sitting and standing while working from home. Its dual motors make switching modes surprisingly fast, with a lifting speed of 1.57 inches per second. And if you don't like making your own desktop out of plywood, they have a variety of desktop sizes, materials, and design. There's a ton of options, so you can pick whatever matches your personal style. It helps prevent sitting for hours, but if you do want to sit, I recommend the C7 ergonomic chair. It has adapted lumbar support that conforms to your spine, 3D headrest, 3D armrest, 4-level lockable backrest with a maximum recline of 128 degrees. There's even an option for a pull-out rest. The chair also comes with a long-term warranty and the same 30-day return policy. Plus, with the New Year's sales going on, you can grab amazing discounts on their ergonomic chairs and their standing desks. If you're looking for more advanced features, FlexiSpot recently launched their C7 Max model, and for premium stability, they recommend the E7 Plus standing desk with a 4-leg design. Check out the link in the description and use my discount code to save on your next purchase. Good boy. Thank you, FlexiSpot, for sponsoring this video.
Every day is a wonderful day. Who knows what we'll see? It could be anything, 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 anything. Life is our paintbrush, and we are in no rush to use up all the colors of the rainbow. Red, green, orange, yellow, blue, indigo and violet too. These are all the colors of the rainbow.
Thank you. It's the last one for now, I think.
But only for now.
I got everything cut, but now I gotta prep the walls. So because I want the inside section of the closet to be wood, so that's why I needed the 1/4-inch birch plywood, is because I'm just literally gonna panel this wall and then put the panels, the 3/4-inch against it. So that way it's just gonna look like a wood cabinet inside. But first, I gotta get rid of these strips. I also gotta get rid of the baseboard and the top trim as well. Came out easy. Let's see this one. Nope. That one broke. Ah! It's a little bitty part over there. Look at that big gap between the wall and the ceiling. I am done for today. It's a little early, but I'm taking Tony to the movies today because she wants to watch the new Mufasa movie that just came out. And if you haven't noticed from when we were cleaning out the closet, she's a big Lion King fan.
It's okay.
So that is a must-see for her. So I am done. I will continue this tomorrow. And I will clean this mess tomorrow. Ah! All right, look at that water heater. Oh. I put the book in the drain pan. Well, everything looks good in here. No leaks, nothing wrong. I am so afraid of looking behind walls sometimes. Just afraid that I find something so wrong that it just becomes a bigger project. But all of this looks good, I think. I think I kind of want to remake this door because what bothers me about it is that it's not centered with this wall. Like if I put a mirror on the door or do whatever with this wall, it's gonna look off center and that's just gonna bother me. I might remake this door wider so that it looks center. I'm just gonna put it back in here so we're not staring at the water heater. You wanna go in there, don't you? I'm trying to figure out what to do next. I know that sometimes it might seem like I know what I'm doing and how I'm gonna do this, but I figure it out as I go. Don't get me wrong, I have quite a bit of experience using power tools, cutting everything, planning. I have a general idea. I just take it one step at a time. So for example, I know that the panels have to be screwed into the wall. Therefore, I need to find the studs because it's more secure if I can get it to the studs. But then I know, okay, I need to cover the walls, but if I cover the walls, I'm not gonna be able to find the studs. So I decided to just use blue tape to mark it on the floor. Well, now I want to put the panels on the wall, right? But each wall is gonna take more than one panel. So that means there's gonna be a seam. You see like these seams over here? That's what it's gonna look like. But I don't want that to be visible. Like when you look into the closet, I don't want you to see a seam. Therefore, I have to figure out where the panel's gonna go so that I can cut the 1/4-inch panel that goes against the wall. The seams are covered. That's what I'm kind of thinking now. It's like, okay, what size do I need to cut the panels so the seams are not visible? Hey, are you okay? If you drop that door on top of my head, we're gonna have a problem. I guess I should start measuring. All right, tape measure. Oh, convenient. So, sir, what are you doing? 41 1/4 is where the first seam's gonna be. Sir, you're really... I need the trim. Buddy, I'm glad you're having fun. All right, let me go get the trim. I'm a very visual person, so dry fitting everything and putting it in place so that I can see it is part of my process, and I do that several times throughout the project to make sure my vision is coming through. That almost worked. This reminds me of when I was building the cabinets for the laundry, where I had to do everything outside. If you're wondering why I'm not doing everything inside the workshop, it's because it's really hard to work in there around 4x8 sheets because it's really small. Outside, I can just kind of go around it. And since it's winter, it doesn't rain much, so I'm not too worried about the rain this time. Also, if you're wondering why I'm putting these things underneath, it's because this is thin, so it's very flimsy. So I don't want it to sag when I'm doing a long cut. So this is supposed to keep it more stable, kind of, I hope. Yes, it's gonna work. You know what I need? Glue. You know what I don't have? Glue. Okay, I'm gonna go get a napkin to wipe that down. What is in place is not moving. I'm gonna put a few nails just to make sure that it does stay in place. But that looks gorgeous. That looks gorgeous. Interesting fact, this one has a very crappy back. This one has a very solid back. And they're the same exact dresser. But they were bought at 2 different times. Like, I had mine for a few years before I met Tony. And then I met Tony, we moved in together, so we wanted a matching dresser, so we got this one a few years after. And I guess they make them better now. I'm just curious to see how the new one is and if there's any difference. But this one, solid. Also, it's deeper. No. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I did not take that into consideration. I made all the measurements based on this one here. Like, look at the difference. It's a lot. What the? And I already cut all the panels. Oh my God. I might have to put the new dresser together and see if it's the same as this one. But it doesn't matter, all the panels are cut. So it's gonna be the, oh my God. Oh, why? I did not see this as a possible problem. But that's DIY for you. You can't always predict the problems. I screwed up. I decided the size of the panels based on my dresser. There's quite a bit of a difference. Now, I did want to make the panels a certain size so that I can get 3 out of each piece of plywood, just because it's more cost efficient. But I also, because I thought this was only 16 inches deep, I wanted to go with like the flush look, where when I put this trim, it was gonna be basically right there. Everything was gonna be flush. My options, I go buy another $300 worth of birch plywood and cut it again and make it flush, but I don't wanna do that. So I think we're gonna change the look over here, and the dressers are just gonna stick out a little bit. It is what it is. I'm gonna have to live with my screw up. I don't think it'll look bad, it's just, it's not what I wanted. You know? The sad thing is, like, the measurements are on the website from IKEA, but I'm like, nah, I have the dresser, I'll just measure the dresser. It'll be fine. Nothing is fine. Now that I'm over my own disappointment, let me show you something I did right. When I was drawing everything, it was very important to me that the drawers did not end up behind the doors. Because if you come into the closet, and this is behind the door, then you have to close the door to get to the drawer. And that just would have been a pain, you know, it's not really functional. Now, what I don't know is, I do plan on doing the paneling all the way to the back, but that means the door isn't going to swing all the way back like it does right now. I mean, if it swings completely open, like, is there a problem if it doesn't? Oh, now I don't know. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like around there. That's plenty, right? Seriously. Okay, I think it'll be fine. I can't be changing the design last minute while I'm working. This is gonna stress me out. You know what? Let me cut the next panel. I realized that it takes me a while to finish projects. Honestly, I'm pretty slow at doing these things, and if I were to do this as a job for other people, my pacing probably wouldn't cut it. I would get fired. I'm not fast, and I'm definitely not efficient when it comes to projects like these. Based on my past experiences, I already know this one's going to take me 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even longer, who knows. A pro will probably get this done in a few days, but not me. Earlier, while I was cleaning my closet, I shared that my last job was designing kitchens and bathrooms and selling the cabinetry for it. Designing a room would usually take me a few hours, maybe a day or 2 if it was a really complex design. But there's such a huge difference between designing and actually building. The building side comes with its own set of challenges that I'm still learning to deal with. And I really hope that one day I get more efficient at this. I'm gonna need more glue. I only got one. I need... No, don't fall. Stop it, stay. Okay, I need napkins. Why am I so unprepared? But the thing is, I rarely do the same project twice. Every single one has new challenges, so I'm constantly running into different problems that I have to figure out as I go. And when I run into a problem, I have to stop and stare at it until I come up with a solution. And yes, this is part of why my projects take so long, because I spend a lot of time just thinking and staring at it. And the thing is, some problems I run into are usually specific to my situation, so it's not like I can just look up a quick fix on YouTube. I don't put any nails here in the middle because I don't want the nails to be visible, or the least amount of visible. They might still be visible here on the edges, but if I can avoid having a bunch of holes, is gonna visually look better, and it's less for me to repair. And since they're glued and there's gonna be a panel against it, this is not going anywhere. This side is so crooked, so I measure at the top and it's 28.5, and here at the bottom it's like 29.75. I'm gonna have to cut the panel without the guide. If I cut it just straight, there's gonna be a gap. The only time you'll catch me working outside at night is during the winter when it's cold. Because when it's hot, all the bugs start flying in my face and I can't handle it, so. I've also noticed that a lot of how-to channels don't really show the struggles. Maybe some people are just that skilled, but for me, I decided to show my struggles because I want you to see what it's really like, so that if you ever tackle a project that you're not an expert at, you have a realistic expectation. When I first started my DIY journey, I used to get so frustrated watching videos where everything looked easy. Then when I went to try it myself, it wasn't easy. So it made me feel like I wasn't cut out for this, like I was an idiot for even trying. But the way I learned to push through this is by changing my mindset. Instead of telling myself I can't do this, I started asking myself, how can I do this? It's so pretty. This is pretty much what the inside of the closet is gonna look like. So each part is just gonna have this wood grain, and then outside is going to be painted. Now, if you're wondering if I'm going to stain this or seal it, the answer is I don't know if I'm gonna stain it. Yes, I'm going to seal it. I just haven't decided on a color yet. I do know that I want the wood accent. I'm debating whether to go with a super dark color in here or a light color. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll get to do the panels and start working on that. You know me, I like to have my little sample board and figure out what color I'm gonna do. So I have been debating whether to stain the wood or not. I'm thinking leaning towards this, which is just the clear coat. It's light, you can see the grain, it gives it enough pop to have contrast against whatever color I pick. I am leaning towards black, which is the colors of the dressers. And if polyacrylic is all I need to do, that will make my job so much easier. I thank you for helping me make up my mind, even though I've just been talking to myself this whole time. So next, I'm gonna cut some strips for support. Basically, I'm gonna do a strip at the top and at the bottom, and that will secure the panels in place where they need to be so they're not wobbly. So the strips, I actually made them out of the same birch plywood. So I basically cut 2x3s out of the 3/4 inch panels. And that's how I ended up with a scratch on my palm. I don't know if you can see it. It's not bad, but it hurt at the moment. So I didn't want to forget the measurement that I'm supposed to cut this, so I wrote it and taped it on myself. I've been trying to go to bed early so I can wake up earlier and get enough rest, because I'm not a morning person at all. But last night was not the night to get some rest. We woke up in the middle of the night because the refrigerator was screaming. Like, no, literally, screaming. There was just this awful noise coming out of it, and we had an appliance tech look at it the other day because the ice stopped working, so he fixed it and the ice works, but the fridge won't stop screaming. Anyways, I'm trying my best today, but I'm pretty tired while I'm working on this. Tony! What do you need me to hold? Okay, I need you to come in here and push this, like, against the back corner there. Just push it against. Push. So you see that panel? I need it against this.
I don't know if I'm making much of a difference with you.
It's good. It's good.
It's good?
Yeah. Wait. Don't stop. There. Thank you so much. I will call you for the next one.
What?
Can you hold the top? However, I need the ladder, so I don't know how you're gonna hold it. I can give you a board or something, or I can bring the other ladder from the shed.
I have an idea.
Not bad. Push. There you go.
The getting down is a little bit wonkier because you don't want to knock it over.
I agree. figured out if I just staple it first, it'll be easier for me to keep it in place rather than trying to hold it and screw it in. I'm also only doing the screws where I know there's a stud. If not, then I'll just do nails. It should be fine. This is basically to just hold the panels apart.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Don't do this at home. This is very unsafe what we're currently doing.
What, being on top of the dresser?
With it not secured to anything. There's no drawers. This is a bad idea. Don't do this.
It is, but I have faith in this dresser. You know why? Because Tony has like 200 pounds of clothes on her dresser. Every time I take the drawer off, I can barely carry it by myself. Not my drawers are fine. Her drawers?
I just meant that it could tip over.
Oh.
It's not gonna collapse, but
You're not going anywhere. You either go backwards to that wall or you crash into the panel. Either way, you are only going a few inches.
a few inches is enough to bust every bone in your body.
There.
Did it go?
Yeah, I just need one more push. Sound like a doctor who's bringing a baby out to the world. Push! Push! One more push.
It's a girl!
All right, I'm recording in case you're following your...
Oh, by all means then. As long as it's on camera.
So you know what I just realized? I think the plywood that I bought is not birch plywood. It's maple plywood. I just checked the listing of the item at Lowe's and it is maple. It looks so much like birch though. Is what I have in the laundry birch or maple? Wow, I had it wrong this whole time. Maybe. I'm sorry. I wonder if the back panels are... What are these? I had to know, so I went to my purchase history and the back panels are birch. The 3/4 inch panels are maple. They look so similar though, like the grain's very similar. Now I can see the maple. I'm going to put this last strip over here and then I'm done for today. It's been 2 weeks since I last been in here. I mean, other than actually getting my clothes. We did put our clothes back in the meantime, but we took some time off. I started this closet before Christmas, but then we needed to take some time off for family time and we had a little mini vacation. Now I'm back and I feel lost. I don't know where I was, what I was gonna do, but I do remember I made a little list. Assemble new dresser. I have it here. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do next is to put the new dresser together. But this is too small, so I'm gonna go to the living room. When something's really heavy and it's bigger than you, it helps if you just walk it. For some reason that works. It doesn't seem as heavy. All right, let's do this. Hi, you gonna help? I'm not a big fan of putting prefab furniture together. I don't know why, I don't really find it fun. But I will make furniture from scratch that is 10 times harder, frustrating, and I'll have fun doing that. But I don't like doing this. Tony does though, but she's editing, so I'm kind of stuck doing this. Otherwise I would have made her do it. I want to take a moment to thank all of our patrons and members for supporting the channel. It really means so much to me. It helps us out while we take on this crazy project. So if you want to see more footage, behind the scenes, mini vlogs, early access to videos, and extended scenes, check out the link in the description to become part of our community. I was supposed to put the top, but I decided that the top's gonna be made out of plywood instead of the one that comes with it, so it's gonna be topless. It wasn't that bad to put together, but it is time consuming. I always forget how long it actually takes to put these together. Third dresser, done. I was also gonna build the tops for here, but I'm gonna wait until I have this side built because I have to build tops for all 3 dressers. I think it would be easier to just build them all at once, but I have to have this built because I need to take measurements because it's not a straightforward cut. I have to go around this trim on both sides. So that's gonna be a little challenging maybe, we'll see. But I love how this is turning out. Like it is turning out beautiful. I never thought I would have a fancy closet, but I guess I got confident enough to build one and there's no stopping me now. But I love this here. I love the clothing here. We have been using the dressers here already. Like we have all the drawers in here because we have been using it. We have been coming to the closet and, you know, getting all our clothes. All the clothes that are supposed to be hanging, that's another story. That's a mess right now. I can't wait to have this finished because it is a little challenging to have our clothes, the rest of our clothes everywhere. That's it for now. Next video, I'm gonna start on this side, and that's all I have to say. Bye. Don't forget to check out FlexiSpot. They have all kinds of standing desks and ergonomic chairs to meet your demands. If you really want a stable frame for premium use, they recommend their E7 Plus standing desk with a 4-leg design. And they also have comfortable ergonomic chairs with flexible adjustments for your back. You can use my code in the description below to get a discount on your next purchase.